And before I give you the title, I want to read a verse from Proverbs 29, verse 5. And it said, a man that flattered his neighbors spirited a net for himself. We need not to secretly plot against one another.
Come on now.
Yes. We need secretly not to try to offend or to interfere with each other. The sermon title from Psalms 25, verse 14, the secret of the Lord is within them that fear him. Think about this. If you fear God, he's going to show you things that you'll never know. He's going to take you places that you've never been before.
Amen.
My first example is to enlighten you about Jonah. Jonah was a man who loved God, but all of a sudden, the people get him, and he's bought a one-way ticket to run away. And he went into the ship. But you cannot run from God. Because the psalmist said in Psalms 46 that God is a refuge and a strength in the time of storm. There was a storm. And Jonah was in the ship. And it seems like the ship made a couple of stops. We don't know. It could have stopped here in Boston and then stopped in New York and stopped in New Jersey. And before it left, heading on down to Florida, they picked up Jonah, and all of a sudden the ship started tossing. And folk are saying, where or what happened with the weather? Think about it. The ship is going left and right, and there's no wave. Hello, somebody. I want you to think about the secret of the Lord is with them that fear him. There's no wave. Yeah. It wasn't raining. But all of a sudden, when Jonah stepped into the ship, all of a sudden, the captain noticed they started going about a mile and a half. The ship started. I don't think Jonah, hey man, knowing himself, but he said, I'm going to forget about those folks. Like I said in the book of Proverbs, you flatter, you talk bad about your people. But something happened. And they said, well, we got to find out what's going on. And these men that's in the ship, or these people on the ship, I want you to think, we don't know. But they believe in something beyond our human comprehension. I want you to think about this. And they said, let's get the dice and cast, and they throw in lots. And they said, whoever, whatever number it's supposed to be, fall in everyone throw. And everything was okay. But when Jonah cast that dice, and it came on the number, they said, throw him overboard. Watch this now. The psalmist said, and this is good, in Psalms chapter 14, he said, the fool have said in the ark, Jonah was trying to run away. But what I love here, in this particular Psalms chapter 25, Jonah couldn't believe it when they threw him. He said, cast me overboard. And he knows by the time he started praying, y'all ever get into trouble? And folk, you think you ain't going nowhere, when trouble comes, that's the time you really start to pray.
Amen.
We don't know. Back then they didn't have lifeboat. They didn't have, hallelujah, nothing that you can think of that we have today. But the Lord sent a fish because Jonah was praying. And even if he wasn't praying, his mind was on Jesus. And even at that particular time, he was so nervous. And Jesus had a plan for Jonah to go back to Nineveh and to help the people. You see, it said the secret of the Lord, hello somebody, is with them that fear him. And he shall show them his covenant. Those people did a lot of stuff. But God is saying we got to forgive them, for they know not what they've done. And the fish was there waiting for Jonah.
Yes.
Imagine the fish gonna eat him. You all hear about shark, white shark, biting them folks every day? Hello, somebody. They down the Cape, they down in Plymouth, they over here, they down there, and that fish brought Jonah to shore. Because in spite of what the people were doing in Nineveh, they loved the Lord, and God wanted to show them something. Even those men and the folk who were on the ship, we don't want to exclude, maybe a woman was there, but even those men was on the ship and the women who were there in the ship, they come to realize that Jonah was a problem child.
Okay now. All right now.
But you see, you can have problem, but you can have godly problem.
All right, you better say that.
Now hear me. Sometimes people think you have problem with, hello somebody. And you have problem with, hello somebody. But you have problem if God wants you to do something and you think you ain't going to do it. You want to go where you want to go, when you want to go. He will make sure you know that his secret is in you. And he's going to stir you up. I said Jonah was a problem child. You know, you have dysfunctional family. And like on my second point to show you something, there was dysfunctional family all the way down in Genesis when, think about Adam and Eve got Cain and Abel. So dysfunction that, think about it, Abel, his brother Cain killed him. Kill him for nothing. Because one gave a better gift and one gave a bad gift. Dysfunctional family. Joseph, brothers, get mad at him because he had a dream.
Yes, right.
And he told them about, but see,